We go from the press conference room back up to the press box to the guy that was in the locker room, and it's time for Inside the Locker Room with Nicholas Moreano. Nick, first of all, great job in the locker room. We got a lot of great sound that we already put on the show, but we'll tee it up to you. What did you gather from inside this? I'm sure it was a pretty happy locker room after what the Bears did today.
Yeah, it was definitely a pretty happy locker room. But also like just something I'm just listening to some of the defensive players, you guys, it's almost like they're happy with the victory. It was a dominant 36-10 performance, but it's like, oh, we missed a strip sack fumble, like Kevin Byard was saying. It's like we caused 3 turnovers. You could have easily had 4. So I think that's just the standard of what this defense has been instilled from Eric Washington, Matt Eberflus. So yes, it was a dominant victory, but I think this unit just always thinks they can do more. When they gave up the one long touchdown run to Hubbard, Jaquan Brisker was saying in the locker room, it's like, yeah, that kind of was like a switch for us to kind of get things going back on the right track. So yes, there definitely was a happy locker room. There were a lot of smiles. Also, you heard some London chatter as, you know, people are exiting, getting ready for the long plane ride. But definitely a happy locker room. And then really quickly, before we actually enter the locker room, you guys got a chance to just see Tevin Jenkins, who obviously didn't finish this game due to the ankle injury. He didn't have like any braces or anything, was walking under his own power. So hopefully as the week goes on, we see what his status is moving forward.
Nick, did you get a chance at all to talk to DJ Moore? We talked about it before the game, how people were saying that maybe he wasn't the happiest with the offense and how he's been getting the ball. Did you talk to him at all after the game and just see how his spirits were after that good performance from him?
So right before he actually went up to the podium, Mood, he was actually in the locker room for a little bit, and he had one of his kids, and there's all smiles, Wood. There were high fives being, shared from DJ Moore. So I think when you have the game that he had today, I don't think there's not really a chance for you to be in a bad mood, because scoring 2 touchdowns against your former team, going over 100 yards, it seemed pretty positive just from his quick time in the locker room, and then he spoke to reporters who were at the podium. But all good vibes there, Wood.
Yeah, and Nick, we heard from Cole Kmet earlier. We heard from Kevin Byard, and we heard from Jaquan Brisker. How about Rome Odunze? I know you got a chance to talk to him, and still kind of feeling some things out, but did have 5 catches, 40 yards today. And just curious kind of where he's at after a big game for this offense and what he had to say.
Yeah, so on Friday, Adam, I got a chance to talk to Rome about some of the explosive plays that haven't been happening with this offense. And then real quickly, we were just chatting off to the side today, and it's like, well, you told me you guys were close. And today, from what I charted real quickly, the Bears had 9 explosive plays. In the first 4 weeks of this NFL season, they had 12 total. So getting 9 in this one game alone shows that what Rome Odunze was seeing on tape, it was right there. And obviously it helps when you play a team like the Panthers, but he called it was good for the offense to have this breakout performance. You just continue to build, and really you talk about building confidence through this. Like, even though this was against the Panthers, like this, they only look at how the team performs from their own standard. They don't really look into what the opponent's been doing, what they're ranked in the defensive categories, anything like that. It's like, how do they execute? So they took care of business, you guys. They did what they needed to do. Were able to generate some of those explosive plays, and that was obviously a good thing for this offense going into London this next week.
Well, one more for you, Nick. Gervon Dexter has really improved so much as a pass rusher. Got 4 sacks for the year. I think he's leading all D tackles in the NFL. Mm-hmm. Did you get a chance to talk to him or any of his teammates about his performance?
No, so I didn't get a chance to talk to Big Dex, but I think right now it's hard to argue that Gervon Dexter and Jaquan Brisker are playing probably the two best on the defense right now because of what they're able to do. And I think it was on the play that Jaquan Brisker causes the fumble, wasn't it Gervon Dexter that went to go recover the football? When I asked Kyler Gordon about that hit that Jaquan had, and he's like, I forgot the exact wording, but he kind of lost track He's like, it was the hit caught me off guard, and I didn't even go think about to get the football. Well, luckily, Gervon Dexter came from wherever he was at on the football field, was able to pounce on the football and create the turnover. But yeah, Gervon Dexter, I think, he's been great. It's hard to say anything other than that because of not only the stats, but just what he's meant to his football team, how he's able to create some of these turnovers or capitalize when the ball hits the ground. He's been really balling out at that 3-tech position that they needed him to do this season.
So Patrick Norton, who is sitting next to you in the press box, he wants us to ask you about the higher or lower card game on the Jumbotron. What's that all about?
Yeah, so Patrick was on his game today, you guys. Like, they always have cards that fans have to guess higher or lower, and he predicted that if the fan had gone higher, that the final card was going to be a jack, and lo and behold, it was a jack. And I don't know, Patrick was on his game. He tweeted earlier before the game, you're going to see Bryce Young at some point. It's going to be a complete blowout. I forgot his exact score of this game, but I mean, the Bears ended up blowing him out. He was the closest out of any of us with his score prediction. So yeah, Patrick was on it. And also, I forget what song he's really good at singing, but maybe we'll have to do something and make a video where he can just, share his karaoke voice, because I think that's something that we all need to hear.
We need to hear Pat's karaoke voice? No, I'm intrigued.
Oh.
I just hope it's better than Carm's.
It is.
Okay.
It is. Yeah,
Okay.
There's no debate there.
Verified by Nick. All right, Nick, I know you're gonna have some great stuff up online, allchgo.com. Some of that will be free, some of it behind the paywall. Become a diehard for all the extra content, but great stuff from the locker room today, Nick.
All right, you guys. See ya.
We are off to London with Nick tomorrow.
We all silly like the mayor.